Hello, some of you have been asking for a pre-assessment for StudySync. So I have created one and I'm going to run through the steps that you will need to use in order to access your grade level pre-assessment through the StudySync site. The first thing you go to is Hello ID and go into the McGraw-Hill icon. And once you're in, you will then get to your StudySync page. And you'll click on to StudySync ELA/ELD, Teacher Edition. And instead of launching, you're going to go down here where it says StudySync Online Assessments. You'll click on that. Then you'll have your classes. So I'm just going to click on all my English classes here. And you'll get this page. You're going to go to My Test Library. And when you go into your test library, you're going to go to My Tests. And you're going to see a whole list of tests here. The ELA and the grammar quizzes were created by StudySync, and you can utilize those, as well as the ELD speaking and the reading, writing, and listening. And then we've got Cajon Valley Union School District assessments for ELA and for ELD. They do say not to edit these because we don't want teachers going in and changing anything, so everybody's tests are the same. So we are going to access our Cajon Valley Union School District assessments for ELA. So you'll click on that, and up will come the pre-assessments that have been created here. At the bottom, I have a pilot pre-assessment that a few of my 6th grade teachers did previously, but here is the StudySync pre-post assessment that you will do for 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And so what you will do is go over to the gear and you will click on Assigning to a Class. So you'll click on Assigning to a Class, and up will come this, and you will click to assign to the class that you want to. And then every class that you assign to, it will show that they are either open or closed. This is one that was already completed. And so here is a StudySync pre-post assessment that has been assigned to all of my English classes. So if you want to assign this to multiple classes, you would be clicking on each one of those classes as you sign in. If you click on the test, up will come all of your students, and once you've given the test to them, all of the scoring will be visible right here. So let's go back and take a look at what the test actually looks like. So if I go back again and take a look in my test library, and I click on, I'm going to look at 6th grade here, and I click on the test itself, I will have all of the questions. Each one of the grade levels has 9 questions. Somewhere between 16 and 13 points apiece, and then standards tags are somewhere around 35 to 42. So it's measuring a lot of different things just in a few questions. In each of the sections, there are 1 to 2 essay questions that you will need to read, but this will give you a really good idea about how your students are writing. Most of them are multiple choice questions. There are a couple of questions that have multiple answers. If the student does not get both answers correct, they will mark it wrong. It's auto-grading. And there are also some that have an A-B portion. I've only given you the A portion, which is auto-graded, as the B portion is another written response. It will grade just that one, and students should know that they do not have to do the Part B section. It will not affect their grade that they don't do that, so be aware of that. I think each of the tests has 1 or 2 questions that have that A-B part, where they'll only be doing the A section. Each one of the tests also has about 8 passages to be read, and so this is going to take the most time. The multiple choice questions or the selecting questions are not difficult. It is more about the reading selection. So let's take a look and preview the test itself. So we'll go in and you'll take a look at what the test will look like for your students. And it's not coming up. So in order to preview the test, you'll need to go to the gearbox over here and go down to preview the test. So once you get to preview, it will give the students this information. You're about to start the test. And so you also can look at this by previewing. I had a blocker on mine, so make sure that you don't have it blocked in order that you can review this and see what the test looks like before your students take it. So as I said, there's a lot of text to read, and so students would read the text and answer the question, and then they can move on to their next question. Sometimes there are multiple sources to read, so when there are multiple sources, clicking on will have it show the source they're on. So here's source 3, then you click for source 2 and source 1. So sometimes there's going to be multiple pieces to read. In order for them to access it, they have to click on each one of the pieces of text. And so there are different ways of answering the questions. Some are multiple choice, some are selecting. And you can go through again, looking at each of these. And as I said, the text can be pretty dense. And so students are probably going to need 2 days to take this assessment, even though it is only 9 questions. And so again, as you're going through, this is where you see that there's an A part, and it says that then you will do the B part. Have them disregard that. I couldn't edit that piece because I don't own the tests. StudySync does. And then here's the essay piece where they would write in their answer, type in their answers, and you will have to go in and take a look at that once the students have finished. And as I said, there's 1 or 2 on each one of the grade level tests. So I think that I've covered most of the information about the test. And so you can preview each one of the tests in your grade level before you give it. And also, when you are assigning the test, you will see that there's a place where you can schedule it, so you can put in the date and the time of when you want your students to receive this in their StudySync accounts. So I hope this is helpful for you, and it'll give you just kind of a read on where your students are. And please remember that this is the beginning of the year for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And so they have not mastered these skills. It's just a place for you to know where they really need some assistance. And the writing piece will probably be most helpful for you in knowing where you need to focus your writing attention. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to contact me at the district office. And again, hope this could be helpful for you in your instruction.